Tippy time, my damies, Top Cat here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are on our Strand Titan and I cannot believe Bungie done this. We're always saying this build makes you invincible, this build makes you immortal. But no bullshit, Bungie went and done it and they actually made us immortal. This build heals you every second, it maxes out your damage resist and allows you to knock down everything like you're Mike Tyson at a preschool. I thought with the laundry list of nerfs that Suspension was getting, our Strand Titans might be taking a back seat inside Season 22. However, Bungie took the one thing Strand Titans didn't do well, which was healing, and give it to them. There's going to be lots of variations of Strand Titans this season. I'll leave a dim link in the description below, like if you like it, but it all comes down to the new aspect, the Banner of War. You defeat a target with a melee attack, finisher, or a sword to raise a Banner of War that pulses. This periodically heals you and nearby allies, and because that's not enough, it also increases your melee and sword damage. Targets that you defeat and nearby allies defeat charge the banner, increase the speed of its pulses, making you an actual wolf pack. So we activate this by our sword, melee, or finisher. You get a ×1 pulse that heals you every 3.5 seconds. We get a ×2, the pulse quickens to 2.5 seconds, ×3, 1.5, and at ×4 it pulses every second. And it's at this point that you are invincible for 30 seconds. Additionally, they gave our sword a 10% damage bonus. Additionally, they gave our Titan, a monster built to punch first and shoot later, a 40% melee buff. My first thought was the Fletcher Storm. This is a mad melee aspect. At long range, it will delete your foes. It's really great to store up those 3 melee charges to delete champs. By comparison, here's me wasting my super on this here Ogre, and this Lost Sector has both Arc and Strand Surge. The Fletcher was indeed strong, but personally I didn't really get to rampage the way I like to, as I felt I had to save up me melees to dump on ultras. And I'm a Titan, I just want to punch everything. Synthos are obviously the tits, we're going to use those and make our standard melee and the Frenzied Blade stupidly ferocious. With 3 melee charges at our disposal, each of them enabling us to sever targets. Sever got buffed this season, it was a 30% damage resist, it's now a 40% damage resist. This will allow you to tank a lot more, so it seems a little bit silly to me to spam out your 3 charges at one target. I would much rather just run around the battlefield, slapping hose willy-nilly. Our grapple melee is stupid strong, it's also a great movement tool, and now we got enough health with this build to fly around like an idiot. So I've gone with Into the Fray over the Storm aspect. By destroying a Tangle or casting your super, you are granted Woven Mail. Woven Mail is straight up an S tier perk, giving us that 60% damage resist for 10 seconds. Bungie have gone and called Season 22 Season of the Witch, I'm calling it Season of the Tangle. This build just oozes out Tangles, and Tangles make us strong with Woven Mail, and whilst we have that mail, our melee regeneration is increased. So between our triple charge Frenzied Blade and our grapple melee, we've constantly got a Syntho buffed, War Banner buffed, Knuckle Sandwich pack lunch. And the War Banner also buffs our Blade Fury super. This is a melee based super after all. This super was already strong, a normal slice was 30k, add Synthos for 45k, add the War Banner for 63k, and now we're doing double damage. Our first fragment is Thread of Generation. Dealing damage generates grenade energy. I know it was nerfed, but beforehand it was Kid Buu and now it's Bubble Boo. Majin Buu survived Vegeta and now Generation survived Bungie's nerf. At 80 discipline, our grapple grenade has a base 47 second cooldown. However, through Generation and our mods, it's a lot quicker than that. On average, I'm getting my grapple back every 5 to 9 seconds. Essentially, all we need to do is get a grapple kill followed by a second kill, or grapple kill, then pick up a Tangle. And like that, we got our grapple straight back. Nice try Bungie, but not this time. Thread of Generation still kicks ass, but don't nerf it any further please, I like it the way it is. Next is Thread of Transmutation. Whilst we have woven mail, weapon final blows create tangles. So now our supers make tangles, our printed blades make tangles, our grapple melees make tangles, and our weapon kills make tangles. Our tangle cooldown is 12 seconds. We destroy a tangle to create woven mail pickup. Collect the woven mail, rinse it, and repeat it. This way we can easily loop our damage resist. Earlier I called this Season of the Tangle. In the artifact we have Thanatotic Tangles, Communal Pickups, Refreshing Pickups, and Frenzied Stacks. Now our Strand Weapon Final Blows have a chance to generate a Tangle. When an ally destroys or picks up your Tangle, the Tangle cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds, and we gain a damage bonus with weapons matching our subclass. I'm very happy with this one. It's a tier 4 surge. I used to rage out when allies used my tangles, much like when Warmind sales were around and teammates used those. Now at least we get a benefit. Also, when we pick up a tangle, we get energy to our least powered ability. I don't use the shield, don't need it with this much health, and I've got 3 melee, so it's always topping up my grapple. And Frenzied Stacks will buff that tangle damage. Thread of Fury will benefit from all these tangles we're constantly creating. When we deal damage with a tangle, we are granted melee energy. So this paired up with the Into the Fray aspect will always keep our 3 melee charges topped up. So with 4 melees at our disposal, we equip Thread of Propagation. Our powered melee final blows grant our strand weapons unraveling rounds. This is active for 8 seconds. This is plenty of time to puke out some green, as once they're out there on the battlefield, they stay there till those bad dudes are dead dudes. Just a quick gentle reminder to thumb it if you liked it, and reminder there is a dim link in the description below. For our mods, Siphon mods of course, Hands On will fuel us super after super, Grenade Kickstart, Heavy Handed, and Impact Induction. These 3 mods together with Thread of Generation and Refreshing Pickups perk in the artifact will keep us topped up with a constant grenade charge. Additionally, I've been running the Ron Raid Rufus. This Strand AR synergizes really well with this build. It's Strand, so we get those unraveling rounds, it's anti-barrier, and I've rolled mine with Adrenaline Junkie and Demolitionist to feed me even more grenade juice. For your chest piece, you can roll whatever. If running with a sword, I really would recommend Lucent Blades. This increases your energy charge rate for swords, because after all, the Banner of War activates on sword kills, and will give us that 10% damage bonus for 30 seconds. I see some very juicy Lament melts in my future. Stacks on stacks for 2 armor charges per orb. Orb pickups will also give us a health bump and a grenade cooldown bump, empowering finish, outreach, and proximity ward for safer finishes. For my stats, I'm running 20 mobility. Most of this build's mobility comes through our melee lunges and swings. 30 intellect, and my resilience, recovery, discipline, and strength all have 80, but anywhere between that, like 70, 100 will balance out fine for this build. Discipline, strength, and resilience being the most important. Recovery is type 4. There's a lot of new toys this season. Bungie done good. Heaps of new builds, but I have a feeling it's going to be hard to move past the Banner of War. I look forward to hearing from you. Please leave your questions and suggestions in the comments down below. Like it if you liked it, sub if you're new, and until next time, tippy time, my damies, what a time.